Welcome back Pokefans to part 20 of my Pokemon Flora Sky series. Last episode we made our way to the 6th gym, and in this episode we'll actually go ahead and battle the gym leader. Alright, here are my team members, and as you can see I have gone ahead and leveled them up. All of them are at level 48, and I believe this is a really good level for them to be in. I haven't gone ahead and trained up my Riolu yet because I wanted to actually evolve before I train it up. So let's quickly go ahead and challenge the gym leader and see how this gym battle goes. I'm actually really excited for this one, and finally we're gonna be getting our 6th gym badge, which means we'll be able to fly as well, which is really helpful in this game considering there are so many places that we can actually visit with this fly. Alright, we have actually defeated the first Pokemon pretty easily. That was Karmari, just because of the fact that it was a bit lower level than our Pokemon. The second one is actually gonna be a Staraptor, whom I think we can actually one-shot as well with Thunderbolt, since my Pokemon is pretty high in level. Now the only reason I have leveled them up to 48 is because the final Pokemon of this gym leader is gonna be around level 48. So it should be still good. Alright, the third Pokemon is a Pelipper, which I was actually expecting, as this gym is a flying type gym. Alright, we have actually one-shotted 3 of our Pokemon, which is pretty good. It might feel like it is making this gym a bit easier, but trust me, the last Pokemon does become a bit more difficult. Alright, the next Pokemon is actually an Unpheasant, and as you can see, it was actually able to survive, so I think the gym leader will actually heal it in the next turn. So we might have to be a bit careful. As you can see, it also uses double team, which means we might actually miss our move as well, which is pretty bad. Alright, it seems like the gym leader did heal it up, and let's see how much damage we can do. Luckily this time the damage was more, so we were able to one-shot it, so that was pretty cool. I have gone ahead and kept the experience share on my Riolu this time, just to make sure that it's able to get some levels from this battle. Alright, the last Pokemon is actually her Braviary, which is a pretty cool Pokemon, but it seems like it's actually in level 46. I was expecting it to be at level 48, but I guess I was wrong over here. Definitely this was one of the easier gym I had, but maybe it might be for the fact that I did level up my team members. But I do believe that we would have struggled if we were around level 44, considering the fact that both of our Unpheasant and Braviary were pretty strong. Anyway, now that we have got our... never mind, we actually didn't get our 6th gym badge. As you can see, the gym leader actually ran away, and we do have to actually follow her to get our 6th gym badge. If you're wondering, she's actually in Puya City, and she's gonna be in the contest hall. So that's where we have to actually make our way to. So let me quickly heal up my team members and go to Puya City. Now here in contest hall, she's actually gonna be in one of these stages, and it's gonna be right this one over here, and apparently she has won the toughness contest. Not really sure what point she's actually trying to prove to us, but let's actually go ahead and talk to her and hope she'll actually give us the 6th gym badge. Alright, here we go. We have got the gym badge, and now that we have got this, we'll be finally able to go ahead and get the fly TM as well, and go ahead and I guess try to use it. But I don't think we really need to use it for the next place that we're going. I'm pretty sure we do have to go through the next routes, which if I'm guessing would be Route Z. Either way, we'll definitely be able to level up our Pokemons to level 70. That's the current kind of level that we can actually have our Pokemon listen to us. So that's pretty good. And I think the main other focus that I have for this episode would probably be evolving my Riolu. Definitely would love to have a Lucario in this episode, so let's see if that actually happens. Anyway, now that we are out here in Puya City, there are 2 different things that we have to do. If you might remember, there is a person who will give you the Puya tea, and I definitely need that. So let's quickly go ahead and get that item. If I remember, it was through this left stairs right here. Yes, that is the guy over there in the left. Let me quickly go ahead and talk to him and get the Puya tea. And the other thing that we have to do over here is actually talk to an old lady in a house in the city. Will actually give you the, I guess, HM in this game, HM fly. And that's the way you'll be able to fly around different places. Alright, now that we are here, let me quickly go ahead and go to the other house and get the HM fly, I guess. Alright, here we are. This is the old lady, and since we have the 6 gym badge, she actually gives us the HM fly, which is pretty good. I think I can actually go ahead and teach it to my Emolga as well. But now that this is over, let me actually go back to Hotsita City and we can actually move on to Route Z from there. Now, just before I came to Hotsita City, I did go back to Habitus City. And if you might remember, there is a person who will judge the friendship level of your Pokemon. I did go ahead and buy some items such as, HP up, protein, iron, just to give it to my Riolu to make sure that its friendship level is increasing. I think we are quite close to evolving it, so I'm really excited. Let's quickly go to Route Z and I'll definitely go ahead and use my Riolu and switch train it. That way, I'll definitely be able to see if it's gonna be evolving in this episode. Alright, let me switch out since it's actually a Lunatone. I think Kingra should be able to take it down. And okay, not bad. It didn't really use any attacking moves, so that's good for me. Let's quickly go ahead and use Surf. That should be able to one-shot it. Alright. It seems like the level in which the trainers are in this route are still kind of low, which is surprising considering the fact that usually a route that is right after the gym does have Pokemon around the same level that the gym had as well. But sadly, it seems like trainers over here still have level 40 Pokemons. Alright, this trainer actually has both Lunatone and Solrock, which is really good. Both of these Pokemons are pretty amazing. I have used both of them before and definitely they are pretty strong. I feel like Lunatone is a bit stronger than Solrock, but ooh, alright, Riolu is actually evolving. This is amazing. I was not really expecting it to evolve so easily, but definitely happy that it's evolving right here. The main thing that I did to evolve it was give it a bunch of berries that do increase friendship level. Even though it does decrease the base attack and special attack, we do have items like HP up and protein to kind of boost them up anyway. So I wasn't really worried too much about it, and that is the main reason why my Riolu did evolve super fast over here. If you guys have any Pokemon that does evolve with friendship level, this is a very easier way to do it. So I would definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and use out those berries. You can definitely in the future buy some items like proteins and irons to just, boost the stats up in the later stage. And I think the stats of my Lucario right now is pretty good considering the fact that I did use a lot of proteins and irons. You can actually build your, attack stat or special attack stat according to how you want it. I definitely gave a lot of protein since it does raise attack stat for my Lucario, and that is pretty good. Over here, I'm just trying to teach it a new move, which I don't think I should have taught it considering that Lucario definitely gets some really good moves. Anyway, now that it is actually evolved, I think it's time for me to go ahead and level it up as well. I do want it to be around the same level as my other team members, so let's see how it goes. Alright, here we do have a few other berries which I did pick up. Let's actually explore this route, and it seems like this might be a point where we can't return back. Of course, we still have the fly TM, and I'm pretty sure we can easily go back to Hotsita City if we need to. But I think that's not needed since the next town is pretty close. and I think we'll be pretty fine with the level of Pokemon that we are in. Alright, I guess it's a bit difficult for me to run away considering that Lucario is quite lower level, but I think it should be pretty fine after a few more episodes. Alright, we do have another item right here, which is actually a protein. Pretty cool. Definitely I can go ahead and use it as well. Anyway, now that we are here, let's quickly go ahead and battle the rest of the trainers in this route. And let me get a double battle right here, which will be pretty cool. Alright, here we go. I'm actually very happy for the fact that my Riolu actually evolved in the very next episode. I think this is the fastest I have evolved any friendship level Pokemon. I remember struggling a lot in my Shining Pearl playthrough where I actually had to evolve my Badoo into a Roselia. I could have been a bit more smarter over there and caught a Roselia itself, which was available in the next route. But I just decided to go ahead with the friendship level, and definitely it did cost me a lot considering that my Badoo actually evolved at level 30, which is way higher and way unnecessary because I could have got a Roselia at around level of 20 if I had just waited for a bit more. Anyway, I did learn my lesson that day. Definitely after that, if I'm using any of the friendship level Pokemon, I just make sure that I give it a Soothe Bell and make sure that I feed it a lot of these berries that increase the friendship level, just to make sure that the Pokemon does, evolve as easier and as faster as possible. Alright, seems like we do have some pretty good Pokemons right here. Absol is one of those Pokemons that I have been wanting to use but never got a chance to use it. I have seen other people use it and definitely it's one of those really good Pokemons. Same goes for the Skuntank, which I have used, and definitely an amazing Pokemon. It is a poison and dark type. Really good, I guess, dual typing, and it does get a lot of good moves as well. Alright, seems like the trainer actually healed up the Absol, which is a pretty cool feature in this game. As I mentioned before, you don't really have trainers healing up their Pokemon in normal games or in some other ROM hacks that I've played before. So I'm really happy that is existing over here in this game. It does make the battles a bit more challenging and a lot satisfying when you defeat the trainers. So really happy about that. Alright. Now that we have defeated them, let's move on. And I believe that we do have a water route in this game as well, or I guess in this area. So I do want to go ahead and check that out. Alright, here is our next trainer, and it might be an Aroma Lady, which means she probably will have grass type Pokemons. Alright, she actually has a Cherubi, which should have evolved by now, but I guess not. So let's try to take this one down with our Lucario and see how it goes. Alright, the one good thing about Lucario is that it is Path Steel, so most of these moves are kind of not effective on it, which means that I can actually use it in a lot more situations than it can actually deal with. Pretty cool. She also has a cherub, which is so cute. Personally, I have not yet used a Cherrim or Cherubi. Both of them are just grass type Pokemons, and definitely they are good when you're using them in the beginning of the game, but I don't think they are that useful in the later part of the game, so I guess you would have to switch them out at some point. Unless you want to have a challenge, you can definitely go ahead and use these guys. But personally, I haven't really used it. Maybe one day I might try and use these Pokemons just to see what kind of a challenge it's gonna be. Anyway, we have defeated this trainer as well. Let me actually look around this route just to make sure that I don't miss out any items. It seems like there is a cut tree right here, so let's inspect this as well. Never want to miss out any items that we can actually get while we are going through a route. Alright, it seems like it's actually a TM for Rain Dance, which is not that helpful for me, but I guess it's good that we picked it up as well. Alright, Now that we are here on the beach, let's quickly go ahead and I was not really expecting a hidden item over there, but that was pretty good. Anyway, let me actually go ahead and heal up my team members a bit and we can move on. Alright, now that I have healed up all of my team members, let me quickly talk to this trainer right here. And I think this is again a fighting type trainer, so she definitely will be having, a Meritite, which is pretty cool, but I do have to be a bit careful since Lucario itself is a part fighting type and definitely do not want it to go down. But it definitely seems to be doing a lot of damage even though it is quite lower in level, which is actually pretty good for me. I'm quite happy that it's able to actually stand on its own. Now, Medicham might be a bit trickier considering the fact that it definitely is much stronger and... Oh, okay. Luckily we did get it paralyzed, so we might still have a chance to win this battle. Alright, it seems it's using Calm Mind, which shouldn't really affect us since we were using Secret Power. But I did decide to go ahead and switch out just in case that it does use High Jump Kick or any other move that might take down my Lucario in one hit. Well, I guess that was a really lucky guess over there because it did actually use High Jump Kick. Anyway, I think that was a really good switch and Emolga definitely was able to take it down. Alright, it seems like Lucario is actually learning Sword Dance, which I'll definitely go ahead and teach it. It's a really good move and definitely would help me at some time. Alright, now that we have defeated this trainer, I think we can go ahead and look around this route. I do want to make sure that I battle all of these trainers just to make sure that I'm able to level up my Lucario a bit more by the end of this episode. Alright, this kid actually gave me a soft sand, which would be helpful for my Torterra since it's part ground type. And now that we are here, I believe we do have to travel to the left direction to go ahead and go to the next town, where we would probably get the scope item, which is actually needed to go ahead and challenge the 7th gem in Taste City. Alright, we have our next trainer right here. Pretty cool, a Whimsicott and a Grumpig. I have actually used a Grumpig before and it's a really strong Psychic type Pokemon. If you're not using it rolls, Grumpig is definitely a really good substitution for it. Even though it doesn't really have the same amount of special stat that Gardevoir has, it definitely does have a variety of moves and definitely can do a lot of damage as well. So pretty good Pokemon right there. Now, Whimsicott in this game is actually a grass type Pokemon, which is a bit lesser than the newer games where Whimsicott is actually a part fairy type as well. I think that is much nicer than this, considering that having a dual type Pokemon I feel like is way better than having only a single type Pokemon. And I believe Whimsicott is pretty good at battle, but I haven't really used it till now. Maybe one day when I use it, I'll definitely tell you guys how good it is. But if you guys have used it before, please write down in the comment section how good it is in a battle. Alright, we were at least able to take it down. Let me actually go ahead and focus on the Grumpig next. Thankfully, over here Growlithe does have Bite, which is pretty good and it's able to do a lot of damage with it. As you can see, my Growlithe is also quite close. It is at level 48 and after level 49, I can actually go ahead and evolve it as well. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's actually the last Pokemon to evolve in my team. I believe all of my other team members are fully evolved, so I'm really excited for this last one. Alright, let me quickly put up a Super Ripple, and I actually bought a lot of it. Maybe I bought way too much Ripple, but you never know when you have to use it. So definitely happy that I don't have to buy anytime soon. Alright, here we have our next trainer. Seems like he only has a Sharpedo, which I guess it's pretty fine. We should be able to take it down with a Dynamic Punch if we do not miss it. Okay. Let me try that one again. And of course, I measured the second time as well. Alright. I will definitely try and use it once more. I definitely do not want to miss it after this. Seriously, that is the third time it actually missed it, which is pretty weird. But at least we did connect in the fourth time and was able to take down the Sharpedo. As you can see, it almost took down my Lucario as well. Pretty bad, but I guess the experience was kind of worth it. Alright, now that we have defeated this trainer, we can actually move on. It seems like we are finally in Route AA, which is, I believe, north of Chapo's Island. And there might come a route pretty soon where we can actually go ahead and, if I remember, travel back to Chapo's Island. So that's pretty cool. And you might see there is going to be a waterfalls right here. And I believe that is a path that we do have to take at some point in the storyline itself. In order to defeat Team Magma and Team Aqua. So we definitely would be going through it at some point, but I guess not now since we don't have waterfalls with us. I believe the next HM that we are going to be getting is going to be Dive, and probably at some point of the storyline, once we have defeated Team Magma or probably Team Aqua Hideout, we would probably have to dive in order to go ahead and defeat more of them, which is quite exciting. But I definitely would have to get my 7th gym badge before that. But if you might remember, the 7th gym definitely has something blocking in front of it, which means I do have to get the scope item to go through it. I believe that the next town that we are going to does have the scope item, which we can actually exchange for some other item. Maybe the Puya tea that we actually picked up. So I'm really excited for this town. I believe it's also called Oceanic Town, but I guess we'll get to know if that's the name pretty soon. Alright, I believe this is the last trainer in this route, so let me quickly go ahead and switch out and take this Floatzel down with the help of my Emolga. Now, since Floatzel actually used agility, I'm not really sure if it's faster than me. Well, it is faster, but I think we'll be able to take it down in one hit as well. As you can see, the level on which these Pokemons are really low. Quite sad considering the fact that my Pokemons are already almost level 50. But I do believe that the level will definitely increase once we go to the 7th gym. Maybe the gym leader over there will have Pokemon around level 50 as their final Pokemon, so we should be still pretty good. Anyway, seems like we do have one more trainer left, so let me quickly go ahead and talk to him. At this point, if you do travel to the south a bit over here, you'll definitely be able to go to Route T and I believe going back to Chapo's Island. That is another route that is available, but I won't be taking it for now. Maybe in the future, when we have to actually train up our team members, I probably will look around these routes. I know that Route Yum and Route N are still kind of left out over there. We haven't really traveled through it, so we can actually go ahead and travel through it at some point as well, just before maybe the Elite Four. Alright, this was pretty bad. The Machoke definitely did a lot of damage on my Emolga, but I think the Air Cutter should be able to take it down, and that was pretty tough. Alright, either way, my Riolu is definitely, I guess my Lucario at this point is definitely leveling up, and I'm pretty happy about it. Alright, it's actually a Stereo, so let me try using Thunderbolt, and we were lucky enough to take it down in one hit. Alright. Now that we have defeated this trainer, let's move on, and I believe we are quite close to the next town. Let me quickly go ahead and surf down over here, and we should be able to find it as well. Alright, and here we are. The name is actually called Oceanic Town. I guess I was a bit wrong when I said Oceanic Town. It's actually Oceanic Town, which is pretty fine. If you go to this house right here and talk to Mr. Scope, he is actually going to be exchanging the Puya City tea to the Scope, which is pretty cool. Now that we have this item, I think the next destination for us would be Taste City, where we have the 7 gem. Well, since we have reached Osipet town, I feel like this is actually a good place for me to go ahead and end out this episode. I know this is one of those smaller episodes, but definitely the next episode is gonna be a bit larger, considering we do have a lot of things to do as well. The one thing I'm really happy about this episode is definitely my Riolu evolving into a Lucario. That was pretty amazing. Anyway, that's all I had for this episode. Thank you all for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. It does help me a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one.